All right, everyone, welcome back to the Crazy Crafter Livestream. My name is Colin Bressie. I'm the Crazy Crafter. Good to be back streaming with you all here again today. I'm joined, as always, by my good friends Michael Patterson from Nat1 Videos and Zane Morgan from Zane Morgan Crafts. And today, our featured guest, Bill from WYLOCH'S Armory. Bill, welcome to the stream, brother.
Hey, man. Ooh,
thanks for coming on and hanging out with us today.
Yeah, I don't get to do stuff like this often, so thank you very much.
Yeah, we're very, very thankful. I know the, much like the rest of us, the weekend is when we get to do our crafting, yeah, and this is a big big part of your crafting time. So we're glad that you got to pick up some work and come hang out with us today and build some stuff. It's fun to help us make things so we can play games. Oh, there it is. I also just want to take a quick second to appreciate all of the merch swag that is happening here on this stream today. Michael, let me see it. Yours is like Superman. Like, I see yours and it's like bum 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 bum. I get all excited because it's got that.
I do. It's actually a bit. So I've got a light here that I've got a little. I think they're called barn doors on, and it's shining down on my desk, so it's illuminating this quite well.
Perfect. You need to make a glow-in-the-dark one.
It's not deliberate.
It's not deliberate. Zane's rocking his, Wyloch's rocking his. I'm excited. Who's out there hanging out in the stream today? Let's see who's out there joining us. Thank you all for joining us today. It's been a minute, guys. It's been a minute for me streaming. Work's been a little bit crazy for me, but I was able to pump out a pretty cool video this last week. If you guys haven't seen that, you should head on over to my channel, and every once in a while those videos are gonna pop out. This one's from the ghost sculpt we did with Martin a couple weeks back. So that came together quite well. That's up there. You can check that out. But DMG info, Gareth is out there in the chat. Welcome. It is he's up at 7 a.m. in Australia checking out the stream today. We're glad. The Crazy Crafter live stream, some coffee. That's not a bad combo. Thanks for joining us, Gareth. Mia,
he also doesn't drink, so it's not that hard.
Mia's out there in the chat. Tina Martins, hashtag love that Tina. Hope you're well, Tina. Who else is out there? We got the Dungeon Matron in the house. Welcome to the stream, Lisa. So lovely to have you on the stream. She says, long time no see to the DMG info. Yes, it's great to see Gareth out hanging out and about with us again. John McElroy's Ghost is here. Welcome, John. Steve Famine is here in the chat. Steve, how are you? Hope you're doing well there on the East Coast. Who else is out there? We got quite a few. Carl from Carl Make Stuff is out there in the stream with us today. We got Lisa Elstead joining us. Cross from Campaign Terrain. And then Robert Everett.
Laura Elstead.
Did I say Laura Elstead?
You said Lisa.
No.
You said Lisa Elstead.
Lisa Elstead. It's Laura. It's Laura Elstead. Don't.
I got you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Don't unsub me now. I've got the name wrong. Laura, welcome to the stream. And then Robert Evans is popping in there, hanging out. Thank you all for joining the stream today. Thanks for hanging out. We'll do a quick check-in and we'll kind of see what everyone's working on today. Bill, what are you going to be working on today?
I'll be mostly brainstorming, but alternating between some stuff on my Cyberpunk build, and then I have a Dragonborn miniature that I've been painting. So whatever strikes me.
A Dragonborn mini. Is this mini just is it for a campaign you're running, or just for funsies? What's this Dragonborn?
For fun. It was a 3D print, and it was an extra, and I realized it would be a perfect stand-in for Langdedrosa Cyanrath.
Oh, cool.
From was it Princess of the Apocalypse or whatever, the dragon one. I can't remember right now.
I don't remember it either, but so you've got a mini that you can paint up, or that cyberpunk build you're working on. Nice.
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. Michael, what are you working on, brother?
I am just going to be making a little well. Nothing too complicated, just a bit of cardboard, some balsa wood, and a little bit of XPS foam for the base. And yep, that's it.
Can we share? I think we should share. I don't think Bill heard this yet. He hadn't joined up on the headphones yet. But as soon as Michael told us what he was working on, we made bad jokes. Zane and I made well jokes. Zane, what was your joke?
I don't even remember
Well,
this.
shit, I can't remember.
Oh my gosh! I said when Michael said he was making a well, I was like,
Oh, well.
I was like, that's a deep subject. That was my joke. That was my
That's
joke.
really
What did I
bad.
say?
Why did you want to bring this up?
Because it's awesome. It made
Oh,
me happy.
didn't I say like
Because-
well damn or
Yeah,
something?
because Zane and I simultaneously made the joke. Like you told us well, and we both came up with well jokes because
Our
we're,
punny dad jokes.
Yeah, our punny dad jokes. So there we go.
Kind.
There it is.
Not a dad, but I've been called daddy before. Anyway.
Oh, there you go. Zane, Daddy, what are you working on?
I am making some forest scatter terrain.
Nice.
Yeah. Fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Can
That's
never
what I'm
have
gonna
too
be-
many trees.
You're gonna be helping me out with my first. These are my first pipe tree cleaners, tree sculpts I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna attempt that here on the stream. Zane, I grabbed all the stuff. Zane's like, grab these things. You'll need these, and I need to make 2 dioramas. Richard's wedding is next week. He's got 2 left to make, so I'm gonna be making some trees for one of those. But before I get into that, Bill, you switched over to your crafting cam here, Bill. Lay it out. What do you what's this setup here? What are we looking at?
This is there's going to be 5 buildings on this street. So this is the cheap gun store. And I've got the electronics side of it done, but I've got to decorate the outside somehow and give it breathable. And detail work is something that I requires some creativity, which is sort of a weak point of mine. So I have a lot of thinking to do.
Wait a
I'll make
minute.
you some
Did you just
STLs.
said creativity is a weak point of yours? Is that what
Yeah,
you
well,
said?
what I mean is coming up with like new things or
Oh.
visualizing the micro details. What ought to be in a thing.
Okay.
If someone gives me a vision, I can execute it. But coming up with the vision, that's really hard for me.
I'll make you some STLs for it.
There you go.
Details.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm trying as a rule to avoid 3D printing with this whole project.
Oh.
I generally try to do that.
Breaking my heart.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zane died a little bit inside right now with,
Yep,
with that.
Well, I'll just go bury a hole. No.
Oh, that's cool. That'll be cool. I love this. I'm seeing is that you got a lot of that corrugated cardboard that we're using in the
Yeah.
graphics medium. Yeah,
Mother's milk.
mother's milk for the crafters.
This is way sturdier than foam is ever going to be.
Yep, that looks great.
Rest the whole weight of my arm on this.
You sure can.
No problem.
That's set, dude. That's looking cool. You'll have to. Did you talk about the phone? Like you've got the screen, your phone in there. Like you shared that with us a little bit before the stream starts. If you share whatever you want, but I don't want to if there's
that's
components that you don't want to share for the build, please, you don't have to. But I thought this was really cool. You guys should check this out.
Yeah, it's the classic old cell phone trick. Most people get a new one every 2 years, right? So this is an older one, and I'm making sci-fi billboards in Photoshop, and I'll put them on here and just let the gallery auto scroll, and this will fit in this housing. And now it's a billboard for my Cyberpunk street.
Dude.
That's cool.
Right now it's just the structure, so I need to add some cool angles and paneling and stuff to make this a lot more interesting before I paint it.
I love that. That's gonna look cool. That's gonna look cool.
Neat.
I love
Straight after the stream, I'm gonna go and I've got a couple of old phones sitting around. I'm just like, I need to get the badge
You're gonna get
Oh,
in the
yeah.
back of a cupboard somewhere.
People make portals, and there's all kinds of stuff you can do with an old phone.
Well, this is great. Everyone's got some kind of a wide array of builds we're working on here today. Although I'm making my he looks like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy kind of right now from certain angles and silhouettes. But
Oh, you're right.
He
I see it.
totally. I did not plan on making him look like Groot, but he totally does right now. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited to try these pipe cleaner trees out. I've been seeing Zane and everyone else in the crafting community build these trees and have some great results. But you have to let us know in the chat. What are you guys working on out there? What are you guys building and working on today? Let us know in the chat. And if you guys have a question for any of us up here on the stream, just put a Q in front of your comment and drop it in there, and we'll keep an eye on it. And who's keeping an eye on the chat today? Is that
I've
me?
got the chat.
You got it.
I've got
You
the
got
chat
it,
up.
Michael. Thanks, bud.
Yep.
Thanks, brother.
Dungeon
You
says
dumb.
Bill is wired about electronics.
Wired about
Yeah,
electron.
man.
Yeah,
Exciting stuff.
But
it is. It's freaking rad. I liked the the recent video you had on your channel, Bill, about how wonderful it is. There's been several really good videos about lighting out there as of late, and I liked as you broke down, like you said, using recreational math to kind of incorporate the lighting, because it's not. That brought me back to in 8th grade. I had an awesome science and technology teacher in middle school, and that's all we did. We were messing around with different resistors, and half the class was just futzing around with electronics. So I was like, it'd be pretty cool to bust out the old skill set and start upgrading from, like you said, just the normal tea lights that we all use and love and are awesome, but for just a couple of bucks you can take the lighting to the next level in your builds.
Yeah, I mean, electronics is applied math. Everyone, well, not everyone, but a common refrain for younger people when they're in math classes: when am I ever going to use this? And some of them may go on to lives in which they don't, but electronics is like instant reward. You can see it working in action.
Yep.
Math translates to the physical world exactly and predictably.
Yep.
Spoken like an engineer.
Yeah.
My favorite video of yours is probably when you made the Eberron train. That's what it was,
yeah,
the lightning rail.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do similar, but like put it on like an actual electronic train and make it work. But
Was that the collaboration with
Frankie?
Yeah,
Yep.
that was a cool. Those were awesome builds. Those were good builds. That train was sick. And Frankie's colors, like Frankie's dope, dude. I love all Frankie's builds. That was an awesome collab. That was cool.
He is not afraid of color.
No, he's not.
That was the main lesson I took away from that whole thing.
Yep, me too. That's why for the Kanku tree hut, I was just like, the only reason I used those colors and went that way is because of all my time and watching Frankie build stuff, man. For sure.
Do you guys
the
have,
DMG info has a question.
Oh, what's the question?
Bill, have you used a circuit pen before?
Circuit pen?
Oh, no, I've seen those. If they work as advertised, I'm sure they're awesome for prototyping, but no, I haven't used one.
What would the circuit pen? What is it? I'm not familiar.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, what would it be used for?
I think it writes with silver, so you draw your circuit on the paper, on special paper, and that's a wire, and then you can you like whatever, glue your components in or something. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but it helps.
That
with
would have
rapid
come in handy for
prototyping.
my tower build. For sure.
Yeah. Do you guys have preferred genres that you like to work in, or just whatever strikes you?
For me, it's all pretty much medieval fantasy kind of stuff. Is that what we're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm on a Victorian kick, so my homebrew campaign is in a Victorian-like setting, so a lot of the buildings are more modern, but I can easily throw in medieval-style buildings in that. So,
yeah,
that's my style.
Primarily, my my style and aesthetic realm falls within the medieval fantasy realm for D&D 2. Recently, with the since I've started the channel, I've started dabbling a little bit more in into like the Warhammer 40K kind of post-apocalyptic realm, and I've been enjoying kind of going down that road and breaking, it's just something new, something different. So
yep, I remember that phase. It's a deep rabbit hole.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm like, I feel like I'm on the cusp of Warhammer because I've not played it, but I spent the month of September basically building all this GW Kill Team terrain, and I had a blast. That was kind of the throwback for me of how I started hobbying, like with my dad, building models, just grabbing the super glue out, busting out the rattle cans, and then painting up that detail. So
Yeah.
that's what it kind of harkened back for me, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And then I'm like, oh my god, Warhammer is so expensive though, and I'm like, I've already invested so much into the D&D realm. I was like, my wife will be like, no more hobbies. Like, I've got plenty so far, but the Warhammer, the lore is what I've also been enjoying when you've done videos and kind of dedicated to that. Eric will do that every now and again, go into it on a live stream or in his content too. I like the lore of the Warhammer world, and that is pretty it's pretty spectacular. So I'm like, oh man, I know there's a lot more of that out there on the internet, so I kind of feel like I'm gonna wanna just dive into the lore a little bit more and kind of just see. I want to learn more about Warhammer, the Warhammer world. It's pretty fascinating to me.
Yeah, dude. And there's a couple of great channels that just recite lore. Have you found any of them?
I haven't. I was gonna say, I was like,
Oh.
if you have any recommendations, you'll have to please send them my way because I'm definitely interested.
I like Voldemort.
Voldemort. Okay.
Yeah. He's probably my favorite. Arch Warhammer used to do some really good ones. I don't think he's done a 40K lore video in some time, but he's good at like really selling how outrageous everything is. Yeah, those are my favorites.
Okay. Cool. I will definitely give those guys a watch.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I forgot my favorite genre. Lisa reminded me, tentacles.
Tentacles, dude.
Yep.
Always with the tentacles. Always, I love it. Kind of the tentacle spirit here. You guys can check this out. My tree is looking kind of like a tree. So the next stage, check this out, Zane. This is where I'm at. Let me come on back. So what's the next step here, Zane? So now that I've got...
You're going to light it on fire.
I gotta light it on fire? Perfect. I love it. My favorite.
I want you to
builds.
go get your butane torch that you almost burnt down your garage with.
You mean this one?
Yep.
I think it's empty. I don't have any fuel in it.
Damn.
Oh! It is not empty. So now I just light it on fire?
Okay.
I'm doing it. Here we go.
Yep. And obviously, if it starts bursting into flames, you just blow it out. But...
Oh, I'm out of fuel. Dang it.
Well, you got to use it a little bit.
I got to use it, but
All
I
that
have
matters.
Boy Scout. Always prepared. You just burn this off. This is it?
Yep.
How much do you leave on? Just kind of
So it depends how thick you want the branch to be, but you can always build it out with hot glue. But I mean, if you go right to the wire, it's just going to be the wire.
Just going to be the wire? Well, I want some.
Usually, if I do like the tips of the branches, I'll do those to the wire, and then I'll gradually
work it down. Yep.
Yeah.
I see that. I see this now. It's cool.
But I mean, as it is, it kind of creates a texture on its own with the melted chenille. So that's pretty cool. I know Michael doesn't prefer the look of that.
Yep, it's horses for courses.
Yeah. I think it works for different applications. So like on like a haunted tree or something, I think it works because it kind of has like a diseased wormwood kind of look to it. But then if you build up the hot glue, it kind of gets like your barky texture. So the DM Scotty melting it with the tip technique.
Okay.
So you make it your own.
I am. I'm doing
Crafting
it.
101.
This is a dope way to build trees. How have I not been doing this forever? This is awesome. This would have been cool to... I don't know. This is like a pretty quick way to assemble and sculpt something, burn it, and off we go to the next stage.
And that's kind of why I like using the black pipe cleaners, because you could just use that
Yeah.
on the table for
Yeah.
a quick. I mean, you can get them in all different colors, but
Yeah.
if
And then
you're
you-
not worried about it, go for it.
Super cool.
And you can spray paint them,
I
or
love
you can
it.
dry brush it. I just dry brush them.
So, Michael, how I know you're working. You've been working on this. You've been working on a pretty big project for a while now. But how's that coming along? What's the I know the status of that is getting pretty close to we're gonna.
The actual build is finished.
Okay.
Everything's done, all the flocking's done, and it looks awesome. So it's a big piece, and I'm going to do, it's like an island. So like the whole way around the outside of the island is going to be resin pour.
Okay.
And I've only ever done really small resin pours before. And
Same.
so
That would terrify me.
I could just risk it and do it myself and just, risk screwing it all up, or I could get some help. And so I've enlisted the help of Joe Levine.
Awesome.
Yeah.
From
Encounter Terrain.
Encounter
right? Yep.
Terrain. He has said that he's going to come over here to my house
Yay.
and help me do that pour, because he has done quite a few big pours like that.
Nice.
So,
I'm
which
jealous.
I basically couldn't refuse that. So, but it does mean that I have to wait for him to be actually available. And he's in a similar position to me at the minute. He's got
He has a lot of
kid,
commission projects.
he's got a kid, and he's also got another one on the way.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, and with me, with YouTube at the minute, you just, I don't know, you can't, if you put yourself under too much pressure, it's just gonna just burn yourself out. So I just have to wait and not push it. So wait for him until he's ready. But anyway, I think it's going to be this Friday or Saturday. He's coming over.
That's awesome.
Hopefully.
I am jealous.
But having said that, I do have a video coming out tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
A little collaboration with Gerard Boom and Chicken from Chicken's Tabletop, and also Sasha from Tabletop Basement. So
Nice.
should be fun. Quite a simple one, but it's very cool.
Simple is great.
Yeah, as a YouTuber, you can't get caught into thinking that you gotta out epic everybody. Some of the simplest, like I've had throwaway ideas that I thought, well, it's just filler for a week to get an episode out, and then it's one of my most popular. You never know what'll resonate with people. It's not magnitude.
Right.
But also, what I noticed is that, like, at first I kind of started putting out a lot of content every week, and you're trying to put yourself under pressure to make sure you get something every week. But then whenever I stopped doing that, it didn't really massively negatively affect the channel. Does that make sense? You can take your time with stuff and actually do what you want to do as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Quality over quantity.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you say, Zane?
I said quality over quantity.
Yeah. And also just remember that it's a hobby. Like, YouTube is just as much of a hobby as the hobby.
I mean, I definitely saw that with my bell tower video. Like, that took me months to put together, and I definitely didn't release anything that significant up until then. And then once I released that, that's now my most popular video, and it paid for itself. So, but I mean, that was a passion project, so it paid off, thankfully. But I didn't put myself under a lot of stress to work on other things. I mean, I kind of felt it a little bit, but I wasn't just trying to kick out content.
I honestly think about ditching YouTube every other week.
Yeah.
And then convince myself, no, just take your time, keep doing it. I enjoy it, man. You might as well just keep going.
I mean, That's the big reason, you know, for me too. Like I 100% enjoy it, and I think that's an important reminder to go back to. And then also, again, the content that you put out there, and whenever you create it, like it is it's gonna serve. Someone's gonna find that valuable. Like that video, someone's gonna come across it, and it's gonna help them or inspire them in some way, shape, or form. And that's an awesome thing. It's not a bad thing at all. How long, Bill, has the Tabletop Crafters Guild on Facebook been around now?
Oh, geez. Let me think. So, it's Scotty's group, right? And
Right.
I've been at this for 6 years, and he had been at it for, I think it was 2012. Yeah.
Oh.
I believe his first
Wow.
video was 2012. So whenever, yeah. Yep, quite some time.
2012. Almost 10 years. Wow.
That's when I moved back to Florida as an adult.
That's cool. Say this recently I saw you post, Bill, that you started playing again. You started having games in person again. How awesome was that?
Oh, it's great. It's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the other half of that statement is I am a player, not a DM.
Yep.
So one guy in our group all of them in our group, they were in my, or rather I was in their church group, and then that sort of disbanded, but we stayed together, and I introduced all of them to D&D. And now one of them has sort of taken a shine to DMing.
Nice.
It's very good. So
Nice.
I get to, I don't have to factor in prep time to my weekly schedule. I can do a little more for the channel.
That's cool.
Hmm. I find myself slipping into that, you're sort of making backward suggestions as the player and character because you're used to DMing and this is what I would do here. Oh man. But I try to restrain myself because it's a terrible habit. It would be annoying being on the other side of that. He's patient with me though.
That's good.
Backseat driver.
Yeah.
Backseat DM.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, pretty good. I'm excited. I normally don't DM either, but I am gonna I started putting together a one shot for my players in my group, especially since our buddy's getting married. He doesn't have, he hasn't been able to play, so this will be his first session back after the wedding, and I was like, I think it'll be fun to create. I've DM'd one shots before, and so I'm having fun kind of assembling this one shot for everyone. It's a little bit of a Halloween themed one shot. I want to talk about it, but then I don't know if anyone's out there or if they're gonna like my part, like if they rewatch the stream, they're gonna know what I'm gonna do. So I'll have to.
Ah, yes.
I'll have to wait. I'll have to wait and chat a little bit more about it. But it's got some cool mechanics that I'm excited to introduce and try out. Trying things that I've never done before in game that I've always wanted to try. So I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be cool.
I would say like what, but that's what
Like what? I'll say this. If they hear this not bad, because I'll let them know at the beginning. So, like, think Call of Duty, like zombies, kind of like round-based survival combat, right? So you have to survive until daylight, basically, and daylight is X number of rounds, and building the mechanics that go along with that. So I think that'll be I think it'll be fun. We'll see.
Yeah.
Everyone's meeting randomly.
Shingles here.
Shingles. There you go. Are you
You got
using
shingles?
Yeah, shingles.
Shingles.
Shingles for days.
I'm gonna do the old classic strips and then offset them.
Did you guys see? We have a buddy, Bill. His name's Derek Ludwig, and he he's a crafting DM, and he's been working on this city for his campaign for over a year now, since we've had him on as a guest. And he does Spanish, kind of, it's almost like a Spanish style architecture inspired theme for his city. So he does individual shingles for his like those Spanish single tile roof ones. They take a long time, but he just posted it. He painted up and finished up a recent build, and it's another edition, and we were like, whoa, like we were all kind of like, I was blown away. I was like, dude, there's those individual shingles, as Zane is well acquainted with, and as is Michael. They take a long time, but they look cool, man. They sure look cool.
I love individual shingles.
Yeah, they're dope. They are dope.
But with the Shingle Jig.
Yeah, that's true. Have you I need to print mine. I haven't printed mine.
Shingle Jig?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you said?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Using foam for shingles?
It depends. I think you use foam, right, primarily, Zane?
Well, now I do. Before it was always cardboard. But then I really liked the miniature mason. He did these really cool textured shingles, and I was like, that's cool. So I went to foam, and then I was individually punching out shingles with the Green Stuff World shingle punch. And I was the build that I used it for, it was this one. And this small roof, I think it was like 1,400 shingles or something like that I had to individually punch out. And then I had to lay 1,400 shingles. So I was like, there's got to be a better way. And we had Gerard Boone from Shifting Lands come on. And before the stream, I was picking his brain about how he would go about fixing my problem. And he showed me this method. And I was like, okay, I couldn't figure that out. But I was like, you have your pillar jigs that he makes for the Proxon. And I was like, I could probably make something similar for shingles. So I came up with a Shingle Jig prototype. And then he translated that over into his jig. So now he's selling Shingle Jig. And it has saved my ass. Let me grab it.
Did you use MDF to make your jig?
No, mine's 3D printed, so it's resin.
Okay.
But this is his, which same idea. But you just load the block in and make the strips.
Yep.
But I mean, I offer mine for free on Colts 3D. It's for people who just want to try it out, and it's okay. It works, but obviously the MDF is better. And that one's for sale, and that's on Shifting Lands. So. Cool collaborative project that saved my ass, so I'm thankful.
We're spoiled rotten build to be connected with Zane, our blender master, who is like quickly. It's awesome. You've been working with Blender for a while, but like, dude, how long have you been? You've been actively. I don't know. You're changing the game as far as I'm concerned with all those designs. I love the.
I'm not known enough for that.
You're what?
I said I'm not known enough for that.
It's a game changer for me, bud. It's a game changer for me. That's for sure.
You have any training in 3D modeling, or just?
Yeah. So I went to art college for 3D animation, and I dropped out because art school is expensive. And then I went to Art Institute, and Art Institute went bankrupt, so that's not a school anymore, so that's cool. But I took the knowledge from that and translated that over into creating 3D printed stuff, because I had the models already, and I was like, why don't I try and make that a workable, printable object? And it's just really cool. I mean, seeing something in your head, making it in the computer, and then it printing out is just like, what?
Absolutely, yeah.
But a lot of the original designs,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say a lot of my original designs that I was working on was assets for a video game that never got developed. But that's my background in it. So.
Oh, okay. Are you I don't know if you've seen any of my channel. Have you seen my intro sting?
No.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering how you would rate it as someone who has actual 3D training.
I'll have to watch it.
3D modeling training.
I will have to watch it.
I mean, it's I was gonna say it's better than the one I have. How did you create that? What did you use to create that animated stinger, Bill?
3ds Max
3ds
2008.
Max.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a serial key from a friend that I bought from him. Totes.
We used 3D Max in I think my high school class, and then we translated that into the college course. But I went to Blender because it was free.
Yeah.
And
Blender.
I mean, it has
I
a
do
big
my video
background
editing.
because it's free. Do you?
Yeah. All
I know
my
Carl
episodes are made
does
in
it there.
Blender.
Your episodes are made in Blender?
Yep, that's my video editor.
Whoa.
Carl does that as well.
Oh, snap.
Carl from Carl Makes Stuff, he also uses Blender,
Dude.
which I find weird.
I
I've
do
never-
too. And I use Blender, and I can't figure out the video editing.
What
aspect of
turned
it.
you on to using Blender, Bill? Like, why Blender for the editing?
I had Premiere, CS2, and then Windows 10 came out, which no longer ran it reliably. So I needed a new video editor. I tried a few. I found they were glitchy, or they didn't support, 60 FPS or whatever. I found Blender was free, and then there's this tutorial series on YouTube by a guy named Mikey Cal. So I watched that, and after about 90 minutes, I was up and running. So
Oh,
yeah, Blender has a very capable video editor hidden within it. You just gotta know how to set
Very
it up.
powerful multi-tool.
I didn't
Yes.
even realize that it had video editing capabilities. That's
Yep.
It has video editing, animation. It has a whole what's it called? Video game AI in it. And so you can make games, you can make animated films, you can make regular films, you can make everything.
And it's free software, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
I'm on
And then
the,
there's a lot of third-party plugins for it. So
I'm on the hunt for a new video editing software ever since, since doing the collaboration with all of you guys, Bill. Like, I was like, I kind of enjoy making, I kind of rekindled that. I was like, that's kind of fun. I enjoyed this process, and like doing one whenever I get a build or inspired to do one. But I'm still only using iMovie, and then I was like, well, let me find something better. And I'm trying to like mess around with DaVinci Resolve, but then I used iMovie again just for the last one. I was like, it's hard to break away from something that I've worked with for like 10 years, and I'm comfortable with iMovie, but I know there's more features to be used out there. So, but again, going, like you said, being up and running in 90 minutes for your video editing software, like that's pretty clutch to have that for video editing. If you're on the move like that, now it makes me want to check out Blender.
Yeah, it's Mikey Cal on YouTube, and it's paced such that he assumes you're coming from Premiere and that you're familiar with video editing. So
Okay.
They're 8-minute videos, and they don't waste your time. And
I see.
Yep.
I see.
Lisa says, Colin, your carcinogenic trees look great.
My carcinogenic trees look awesome. Yeah, they're coming together. I like them. I'm quickly realizing I busted out the base here. I only have about a 9-inch diameter base, and I realized just making it's a thick forest where they're at in this particular part for this diorama. But I'm like, oh man, I think I'm gonna have to adjust the size for the couple remaining trees here, because those are they're getting a little. I won't have any room.
Which one are you working on?
This is it's gonna be the it's the one with the trolls where Bilbo distracts them right as they're trying to cook all the rest of the dwarves, the party of dwarves.
Okay.
Yeah, right before sunrise, and it's all gonna fit here. And I guess I can pull. I primed them. Richard was very kind enough to 3D print all my little guys here. I can show you guys. Let me move it over here.
Carl says, I'm too lazy to learn another app. I mean, I was going to say that the best video editing software you can use is the one that you're most comfortable with.
That's true.
Like, if you're comfortable using it, you probably got the time to spend on it and figure out some really cool things you can do with it. Like, you don't necessarily need, you don't need Premiere and all of these bigger ones.
No, but I like it.
But I want to.
No, it's cool. I mean, yeah, and I've definitely not got anything against Premiere, and I may even get it someday. But if you're comfortable and you know your way around a program,
For sure.
nothing beats that.
Yeah. Yeah.
For freaking sure. That's why I use iMovie. iMovie sucks, but that's what I know.
It's pretty. It does the trick. It does the trick. Let's see. Always individual. Oh man, my chat is super far behind. I don't know why. It's all kinds of laggy. I opened up.
Steve Famine says he uses Windows Movie Maker. That's what I used as a kid.
Yeah,
Back when I
me
used
too.
PCs.
Windows Movie Maker.
And I used to make little crude animations, 2D animations, using Microsoft Paint and Windows Movie Maker. Fun story.
Dudes.
I got a Final Cut Pro. The only reason that I moved to that from the standard one that comes with a computer was because I was trying to do some stuff with the green screen and I couldn't figure out any chroma key features.
You couldn't figure that out in iMovie?
Well, I couldn't figure it out anyway. So, yeah. And I really, really like Final Cut. It's great.
Yeah.
Do some cool stuff with it.
It's a nice program. I used to use Sony Vegas also.
What is it? Sony Vegas?
Yeah. I don't know if it's still a thing.
Does it can you gamble when you're using it too? That's pretty cool. I like that.
It's a gamble using it. No.
Oh. Options Vegas. So many
But back
options out
when-
there.
Back when I first tried to do YouTube, that's what I used. And that was back in like 2010.
Wow.
So just going back to the shingles, the thing about doing individual shingles as opposed to the strips or doing it with a jig is that you get this really weird wonkiness that can only be done by human error.
Yeah.
That ends up looking really cool, I think.
Mm.
Yeah.
I can do that with the Shingle Jig though. You just mess up your cuts.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at the human error part. I was gonna say I don't have to build shingles to have that human error element in my builds, Michael. I'm awesome that way.
I mean, you're in good company then.
Yeah.
How's your vaping today, Michael?
Oh my gosh.
Right. Are we gonna go there?
We are, because you accidentally vaped UV resin. That was bad. But I'm glad it was the non-toxic variety. So you were.
Did that actually happen?
It did on the stream.
It did actually happen. Yeah, sorry about that.
Why are you apologizing to? It's just something that happened.
Because it's so dumb. It's
I mean,
so dumb.
I don't.
That's why we love you.
Yeah. Is it as dumb as trying to figure out a herringbone pattern without a ruler in middle of the stream? Probably not. Like
That turned into like an hour.
yeah, of me trying to figure it out. And Carl created the jig in like seconds and then made a video and you like had it up on YouTube and that later that day or the next day. I was like, well, I guess the power of the ruler is significant.
Amen.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh jeez.
So Bill, are you pro ruler or anti ruler?
He's pro ruler Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted him to say it.
He's pro ruler. We know. Everyone is pro ruler. I'm pro ruler too. I just don't use it as often as I probably should.
I think you're pro other people using rulers. Just like I'm pro other people using PPE for 3D printing, and I'm handling it with my bare hands. But,
Do you really?
Me
yeah.
too.
What?
Just wash off afterwards.
Yeah.
Gotta die from something. I'm sure that someone's gonna watch the stream and they're gonna see me soldering here. The smoke is going. Well, it's not smoke. It's whatever flux vapor going right into my nose.
Flux vapor.
If you blow while you're soldering, it doesn't go in.
I definitely am on the vapor vibe at the minute. I've got super glue vapor happening. Tina's probably panicking right now, shouting at her screen.
Don't give her shell shock.
Whatever.
Poor Tina had a full-on allergic reaction to super glue.
That's right. I'm saying whatever is in like you'll be okay, Michael, but I forgot that she had that allergic reaction. Oh.
Yep.
Oh no. Well,
What did you discover about super glue today, Colin?
What do you mean? Oh.
What new trick did you discover?
You can spit on it. You can
Yep.
spit on it and activate it. I called Zane before the stream. I was like, "Hey, I'm prepping this thing," and we were chatting, and I was just like, I was like, "This thing's not gluing," and I was like, "I'm trying to glue the trolls together," and he's like, "Just spit on it." I'm like, "Are you messing with me because you just want me to spit on my mini here?" He's like, "No, it's an activator." And Daniel West told Zane to use water, just use water. So Zane, of course, was like, "Well, I'm full of water." So he spit on it and it worked. And he was like, "Spit on it." So I spit on it and I adhered the arms of my troll to my mini that I needed. So thanks, Zane.
And now from now on, only you can play with that mini.
I mean,
He's vaccinated.
I am. That should be fine. Like you'll be all right. It's not gonna hurt you. What did you say? I think Bill said something there. What did Bill say?
Just a little more of you in that build.
Yeah, that's right. I'd rather have that than a second-degree burn from a hot glue gun.
Right.
Which
you got during the project, didn't you?
Dude.
Did you see the raw footage of that, Bill?
No.
No, you didn't send me raw. You have raw footage?
So.
There's a song
I'm just
coming
digging
out.
this hole.
There's going to be a song coming out.
Is there really?
Well, I don't see why not. I mean, we've got the audio.
So my son was really excited because I primarily live stream. So when I busted out the camera and I was capturing footage building that encounter, he was just like, "Oh, I want to build too," and he grabbed my GoPro, Bill, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, you can use the GoPro to film your stuff." So he was filming his Proxon cuts, and he captured on film. You don't see it, but you hear it. He captured me burning the ever loving crap out of my leg, like me just screaming bloody murder. And I almost put it in the build, but I didn't like it because it was the first time my son had truly seen me injured, and it scared him. So I was like, "Oh, I don't want to put that out. I don't want to put that out there." But he did capture it, and I did share it with Zane and Michael, and mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Well. No, you're saying the mistake was sharing it because now it's going to be a #1 hit. Of course it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Now trending on iTunes.
And then afterwards, Bill, and I did delete this, he grabbed the GoPro and was running around the house saying, "Oh my gosh, Dad just burned himself," and like was documenting it with the GoPro. And I'm like, "Turn it off!" I'm like, "Please, I'm in pain." I did delete that footage because I was like, oh man, that's the worst I've ever been burned. I've never been burned like that before. That was
It's everyone else's worst injury doing this stuff.
There you go.
I cut the tip of my finger off cutting cardboard. So that's cool.
Mine don't really seem to be injuries. They're more really stupid things. Like I super glued my phone to my ear. Like I was crafting, I was using super glue, and I'd managed to transfer some of the super glue onto my hand, and then answered my phone, and I transferred it onto the phone and onto my ear, and then stuck the phone to my ear.
Dude.
So that was one. That's not really an injury though.
I mean, I would definitely call that an accident. That is definitely an accident worthy.
Yeah, mine was
Most of my
definitely the finger.
actual injuries happened in actual work, like decorating or building or something like that. So,
Such
what about you, Bill? What's the worst?
Yeah, I was about to say, what's your worst, Bill?
Sounds like you've set yourself up for a big one here.
It's not cutting the tip of my finger off, but it's kind of. So I have my ruler, and cardboard was underneath it, and you take your knife, you scoot up.
I'm gonna get PTSD here.
Yeah, so you scoot up and you go across, right? Well, I was really in a groove, and I didn't hop up, and I was going too fast. It didn't catch the ruler, and it came up right across the middle and opened up my whole fingernail.
Stop.
Lengthwise, and also the tip of my finger. So nothing was cut off, but it was like
PTSD.
sliced open like a hot dog.
Right now.
Yep.
My wife was out of town. This was actually, I think in episode one, like my 7th or 8th video, you see a Band-Aid on my pointer finger because that is when it happened.
Dude.
I just dropped the battery. Hang on, I'll be right back.
No worries.
Now that I think of it, Colin, I think that I was the first injury to ever happen on the live stream. I cut my finger with my carving knife.
Yeah, wasn't it? Was it the first? Was it on the
You were the
dwarven
first
pillar?
blood.
Sorry, what?
Was it on when you were making the dwarven pillars?
It might have been.
Oh.
It might have
You
been
were
that.
first blood.
Yeah,
I was first
he drew
blood,
he drew first blood. Oh, is that something, Michael? The stuff you were sharing this week, is that something we can talk about, or you don't want to talk about yet?
What did I share this? What? Just give me some code.
It has to do with the pillar.
Yeah.
It has to do with the pillar. Do you want to? You don't have to talk about that if you don't want to. I didn't know. I should have asked before the stream.
No, we can talk about it. I don't see why not.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead, talk about it. It's
Well,
fine.
I was blown away. I was like, you have a 3D scanner and you scan.
I do have a 3D scanner, and I am in the process of turning some of my pieces of terrain and scattered terrain and little things into STLs. So yeah,
Dude, that is going to be super cool. So one of Michael's skills, Bill, is he's pretty handy with a carving knife, and he when he first started the channel, he did a couple of videos. Like, it was when Michael and I first connected, he released a video. He had carved some candles out for like decorating kind of ambiance just in general, or for the D&D tabletop, and then he transferred that to XPS foam, and he carved out dwarven pillars with the face of a dwarf in there. They're freaking gorgeous. And now with that, like with this 3D scanner, like you'll be able to have like you'll be able to print them here pretty soon. That's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty epic. Although carving it, I don't think it'll be as fun as carving it, because carving it's pretty freaking cool too.
What's the volume on that scanner device?
Sorry, say it again.
What's the scannable volume? Like, I assume it sits on a bed of some sort. Moves around it.
It's so you've got a little turntable. You put your piece on a little turntable, and then it's like a little handheld scanner thing, and then you put the turntable on, and it spins the piece, and it scans it. Now, I mean, there would be some people like who would say the detail is probably not as much as they would want. But in terms of where the technology is at right now, it's really quite impressive, I find, for the price. I didn't have to buy it, which was also really nice. So
that's the best things in life are free. How big an item can you put in the scanner, Michael?
you can scan a human body. You can actually you can hold it in your hand and you can scan pretty much anything.
What?
I was just gonna say I've seen people do sculptures at museums and stuff with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I could take that piece and go to the Tower of London and beg for them to like let me scan King Henry V's ceremonial sword. And
Well, so fun fact, not to cut you off, but it's going in that same direction.
yeah.
The Smithsonian or something like that, they have STLs of their stuff because they went and documented everything by scanning them 3D, and you can download them for free. Yeah.
What? So if I want to do a Apollo diorama from NASA, I could go there and like potentially do like a Saturn V rock, like get the STL from the Smithsonian and put that together.
Potentially, yes.
That's cool. I'm just thinking like how cool would it be to like scan my armory here, but then like turn those into STLs and like print out a bunch of like I want to print out.
I'd be honest with
print
you,
this
Colin. I don't think anywhere like that would let you go in with your own handheld scanner.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like in my dream environment, like would they let me just walk into the Hall of Kings and let me scan? It's just Henry V's ceremonial sword. It's no big deal.
So, if you have an
Maybe
iPhone 10 or later, if you have facial recognition on your phone uses the LiDAR system or whatever it's called, which creates an array of lasers that you can't see with your eyes. But if you have it on camera, you can see the lasers and you can effectively scan things with your phone. There's an app on the App Store that I've used that will 3D scan something, and I've 3D scanned my face with it and printed out my face.
What?
So.
Yeah, I mean, this is good enough to print out a human face, like just to scan a human face. So, I mean,
Yes.
I sent you guys the STL, so you've seen the quality. Like
Right.
you can see that the sharp edges you lose the sharp edges of detail. It kind of rounds it all off a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for
I
certain
think
things,
I
that's
know
fine.
why that is, though.
Why is that then?
So it probably uses a mesh building software, obviously, but to seal the object together so there's no holes in it so that it can't be printed. It's just conjoining points together, and when you do that, you're gonna get funky rounded edges and that kind of thing. So yeah.
But I think so say you want to make something that you want to scan and make available as as an STL. I think the way to do it is probably just to exaggerate certain elements of the detail.
Dude.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That might
Yes.
work.
I know what you mean. Would that you think that'll work, Zane? Did we lose Zane? Zane has left. Zane's gone.
I left.
Oh,
Zane's
yeah,
like,
walked away.
bye.
Oh, on that note, though, just so other people know that Zane isn't abandoning us, Zane, you are leaving early today, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He's got to go have fun.
Yes, I am. I have to go drink in Chicago and look at museum stuff.
Oh, woe is you.
But I was going to go find the 3D printed face of myself, but I can't find it. So I kept it in my car for some reason for like 4 months.
Because that's good advertisement for the channel.
Yeah.
For the channel. So what's the next stage here, Zane? Once I like burn off all my chenille, what do I prime this or do I just rattle? Should I rattle can this? You think? I mean, that'd be pretty quick, wouldn't it?
You can rattle can it, but it's going to take a little bit to dry. I would say just brush it with whatever base color you want.
You just dry brush it at this stage, right? Wow.
Yeah, you don't need to prime anything.
Wow. Wow.
That's what I did.
Wow.
Here's my dry brush.
Look at that. That looks fly.
Zane, you have a video on this?
So I do it in the Witch's Hut video, I think, or maybe I just talked about, but it's Joe Levine from Encounter Train. It's his
technique.
concoction
Yep.
technique. So he
Okay.
has a video that I linked it to because I didn't want to
All
steal his shine.
Trees
But,
are my Achilles
um,
heel, so I'm always looking for an answer.
For what?
I think they look cool.
Yeah, they look great. I
They
mean,
look fantastic.
just in the short period of time, like I've made ones of different. I like these are quick trees. These are quick trees. I'm gonna dry brush that. I will have trees by the end of the stream. That's pretty cool.
Here's one I did on the stream when it was just me, Michael, and Danny. But here it is with some flock on the.
Now, what did
top of
you?
it.
Is that just clump foliage that you put on there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think underneath I used pillows stuffing,
Oh.
and then I just sprayed it with some spray adhesive and put clump flock
That's
on it.
slick. I like that.
But and then it's sealed in. So how do I wet?
I was going to ask Bill how he does his trees, or
I don't.
you don't?
I buy them, and then if they're too fluorescent or something, I airbrush them with a more muted green.
Yep.
And hot glue them to a base. Nature stuff is like it's just not my vocabulary. Probably because it doesn't use a ruler.
And that's why I like my nature stuff.
So then here they are without any flock.
Yeah.
I
And
just
then
finished a
there's-
tree, but with string and hot glue, which takes a hell of a lot longer than
It's
what
a
you guys
lot
do.
longer, but it looks really cool.
It
I
looks
like the
really-
texture. I like the texture that you get with the twine and hot glue for sure. Okay.
Zane, was that a D&D set piece? That graveyard?
Everything I do is D&D. Yep.
Okay.
But here, this is Michael's method with the hot glue and twine.
It looks good.
I've got to go and get my tree.
Oh, you guys are we're getting builds now.
You're getting builds. But yeah, Bill, this is my most recent video.
That's so cool.
But it's a cemetery
Excellent.
board.
Like I said before we started, I was ashamed to realize I hadn't watched you guys really before, or at least maybe I have, just I don't have much time to watch stuff. So now I have the rest of the weekend to catch up on Zane and Michael's channels.
Some really cool builds, man. I definitely think if I were to, I'm gonna fanboy out on both these guys here because
Michael, hold that tree out more.
yeah. Hold it up over here. Look at that, dude. Look at that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
looks
love
awesome.
it. It looks like a mandrake root.
It does look like a mandrake, or or it reminds me of a tree that would be in the Ent forest when they encounter Treebeard, like
That's
of the old forest. That's what it reminds me of.
Exactly the vibes I'm looking
I
for.
know the vibes you're going for. I mean, if you're gonna go down the epic rabbit hole of Nat One videos and Zane Morgan Crafts, I think if you're starting, I truly love that dwarven pillar. It's one of the earlier videos in Michael's channel, but that dwarven pillar was one of the cooler things I've seen someone carve with a block of XPS foam. That's a really cool tutorial that you should check out. As far as epicness goes, the frickin' bridge of Cosmic Doom from the battle board that he did for the broken sword that's pretty epic.
Stop motion video, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then Zane, I really like. It's your bridge build. Show him your bridge build there. The one you designed that
that's
took
the
800
heaviest thing in the world.
I know. Pick it up. But you did some really cool vines with that one, and showing it off and how you decorated and designed this bridge build is like that's an epic 3D design, print, and execution, and how it was flocked. That's one of my favorite.
So, it's not all 3D printed, but this is foam. The base of it's foam. The roof of it is foam. but the pillars definitely 3D printed.
Yep.
And
Super rad. And
this
the
front
lighting.
piece.
And the lighting that you got. You have the LED lights that you threw up in there too. It looks good. That one's one of my favorites from Zane's. And then that clock. I guess there's that clock tower. That one's pretty epic too. That one's pretty
I
epic.
guess that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And
Awesome.
soon, I built an epic tree. These are fun. The carcinogenic trees, as Lisa was calling them. These look great. I love how quickly you can shape and sculpt these trees. Super rad. Dude.
I'm really going out here grabbing this 6 foot tall thing.
Do it. Grab it all.
Oh God,
Bill, what's one of your favorite builds that you've done on your channel? Dude, look at
I know one of mine from Bill's channel
that.
was this gun machine production line kind of thing.
Oh, that one, yeah, that one's pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like that one.
That building
thanks.
the plasma phasers. What's dude, Zane?
There's-
How you can't even
there
fit
it
it
is.
in your frame. You can't even.
I'm
fit
trying
it.
to get it.
It's so fucking big, dude.
It's
Can break
scatter
apart.
terrain.
It's
Yeah,
You
scatter.
have to scatter everything else to fit it in the space.
So your D&D sessions, your campaign sort of has a Victorian flair to it.
Yep,
Okay. Is it high
It
magic
does.
or low magic?
it is everything. Magic.
Okay.
Dude.
And you're
So
the DM?
talking about D&D,
Yep.
guys, this morning was an awesome morning. Lucy and I played our first ever game of D&D with our 3-year-old daughter.
Yay! How'd that go?
It was awesome,
Yes.
man. So we set up like a whole board. Like we put out bits of scatter terrain. We got out all the minis. No, it didn't have any proper rolling. It was basically like rolling random numbers and then moving the pieces around the board.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then her attacks were, so she was like a tabaxi kind of character.
Oh, cool.
And her attacks were meow attacks. So anytime it was her go, she would roll the dice and we'd be like, oh, does it hit? And of course, obviously she was hitting all the time because I was just like, yep, that hits. And then she was just yelling meow and knocking players over. And it was awesome. But I was super proud.
Down the
We played-
rabbit hole she goes.
Good for you, man.
Oh yeah, that's right. So Mummy was giving Georgie advantage on her attacks by tickling the bad guys.
hmm
Nice.
Cute.
Yeah, when we use the term defeated, not killed.
Yeah,
Defeated.
exactly. We're trying to scare them away.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yep.
Dude. Do your kids play Bill at all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so often we do. Yep.
Nice. It's a
And
gr-
it's
Go
same
ahead.
thing with fudging everything, and it's you just described our table, so it sounds like that's what everyone does. with the little ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well,
It's weird how
Go ahead.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, bud. No.
I was
Go
just,
ahead.
it was like because ever since she's come along, I've been wanting to do that, and it's weird how quickly you get to the point where you can actually start to do these little fantasy things. It's just awesome. Yeah.
What was I don't know if we heard Bill describe what was one of your favorite builds from your channel?
Oh yeah, sorry, I took
It's
it
all
away.
right.
Oh, that's my Sector Mechanicus walkways. That kind of came
Oh.
on in a fever dream one weekend, and then my modular dungeon tiles, the interlocking ones.
Yep.
Those have done real well for me. And
Nice.
then White Plume Mountain, the second episode where I did the bedroom,
Yep.
which
Yep.
was recent.
That's a recent one. Yeah.
It is, yeah. The micro details in there, which, like I said earlier, has always been a weak point for me. So I decided to try and focus on that as opposed to structure. and it turned out to be very rewarding. I
Nice.
Yep.
was geeking out over the little sweet rolls that I made.
The sweet rolls were cool. It's all.
Yep.
It's always. I love. That's probably one of my favorite parts about our hobby is those tiny little details like that. Whether it's for a diorama or there's paint on my microphone. Cool. And
Christened.
yeah, it's christened. It took me long enough. I've had this microphone at the station. It's got a big old brown spot on it now. But I love those little details that go into the builds like that. So when you had that sweet roll moment, you're like, dude, this is awesome. I'm like, yep, I know that feeling exactly. Get all super excited.
So are we gonna get a Wyloch sweet roll recipe?
Hole punch and chipboard.
Yep.
They sound a little bland.
If someone tips $10, I will eat a chunk of chipboard on this stream.
Oh my gosh.
Love it that
one-
much.
I wish we were there.
Well,
We're so close to that. We're so close to being able to. The 1,000 sub mark is like close, and then.
Oh, is that what it takes?
It takes 1,000 subs so you can do your super chat, and you have to have 4,000 watch hours. But the watch hours is going to happen before the subs. I think the watch hours is almost there. That's been. That's been
The benefit of a 2-hour stream.
Yeah, that's true. That is the benefit of the 2-hour stream, but it's also that's nice. All that means is Bill has to come back and eat chipboard at a later stream. What a great way. I have other builds that I could show you. No. We're here to see you eat chipboard. That's what the world paid to see. We want to see chipboard. I think Raquel from Rock Rex Art was. People were trying to get her to eat a raw egg on her stream. She's like, "No, I'm not doing a raw egg." I was like, "You people are crazy." Trying to, as soon as you open it up out there, that'd be great. I mean, I think I'll sing. That's how I'll do my super chats. I'll sing whatever song they want me to sing. Dance form in that way. What were you saying about the chat, Bill? I missed it.
I was just checking on it. Looks like Gareth asked, "What's the worst build?" He doesn't have to answer because he knows I know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know what he's thinking of.
Uh-oh.
We want to know.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know too.
I do. So I have the dungeon tile videos, and then I have a bunch of other styles of modular tile, which is just permutations on the same design.
Right.
They're just decorated differently, basically.
Okay.
And I did steampunk tiles, and I guess apparently it is a thing that people throw gears on things and call it steampunk, and it's sort of a meme. That's exactly what I did. I was completely oblivious to all of this. I know now that I was wrong, but not before. Yeah.
It's the thing though, is that like you put anything up on YouTube or the internet, and you're opening yourself up to like some very pernickety criticism out there.
Yeah, but I appreciated it. You know, I'm a snob about a lot of things, and I expect to be taken seriously about those things, and I took them seriously about it. And like I said in the comment replies, I was like, "Yeah, guess I missed on this one."
I just liked your. I liked your comment on Colin's Feywild video.
What was the comment?
About the spelling? Was it the spelling comment?
No, that was I misspelled chip. Was it graphics? I misspelled graphics. Yeah, that was my favorite thing too. I was just like, aha, very good. I've misspelled that. And of course, Wyloch has seen it and commented on it. That was my.
I came here to build terrain and spell words, and I'm all out of spelling.
I think I posted that thumbnail, and like, Bill has like a spidey sense with Bill has a bond unlike any other crafter with graphics medium chipboard, and he was like, something's not right, and like had to like, it like drove him to the computer. I think at that moment in time. He sensed it.
Somewhere on the internet.
Some guy who doesn't like rulers misspelled graphics graphics medium chipboard.
I can't come from dinner right now. Someone's wrong on the internet.
Oh man.
I'm at a point here where I don't know about you guys, but I agonize over a decision because I want something to look as good as it possibly can, because this is certainly the last time I'm ever going to build it. And I get analysis paralysis, and then things fester and linger. Maybe you guys don't go through this.
I do, 100%.
Okay, so I'm at a point where like I got to mount this sign. It involves running wires through the corrugation. It's not something I can undo later. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I got to do before I make this attachment.
Oh.
But I am trying to better myself this year, and I'm just going to make a big decision and go ahead and mount it.
Bravo to you.
Adjust around that.
Mistakes were made. No, I'm kidding.
This is the moment he realized that he fucked up.
I'll be sure to download this stream and make it accessible for you, Bill. So when you need a reference point to be like, I made this decision. But see.
Oh, I forgot the resistor. God damn it.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, you're saying?
See, I'm trying to help you.
I see. I was thinking like you've already glued it and you forgot the resistor. I was like, oh, we've already biffed it, but you were making a joke. Yeah.
The thing is, though, that like you don't have to tell anyone else if it doesn't turn out exactly how you.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
I don't know.
Michael, what was I telling you with my clock tower build? I was like, yeah, I might not actually make this actually function. It's like I'll just lie on YouTube about it that it works.
Exactly.
But it does work. It does work.
I'll just lie about it. Yeah. Yeah.
Just get it working for enough that I can film it and then post it.
Dude.
It does work.
Hashtag it works.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
At least
Just
that's
don't
what
look too closely.
That's what he's. Yeah, I was like, at least that's what he's telling us.
That's the beauty of doing this stuff on the internet is y'all are probably never going to see this in person. So, Amy Root though, she's seen my stuff.
She's seen it. I was gonna say, you're saying that. You're saying that, Zane. Like, I hope you'll probably never see it in person. I hope I get to see it in person one day. That'd be great.
I didn't necessarily mean you. I just meant in general the internet.
Else. I mean, I thought you were encompassing me, and I was like, no, I want to like an epic in-person session one day. That would be lovely.
You guys go to many cons?
You know, we were talking about that on a couple recent streams. I've never been to one. I watched, I think it was the 2019 Mace convention where kind of all of you guys did like reports on going to Mace, and I was just like, oh, that'd be fun to like go to a convention and do that. And then we got shut down, and I was just like, oh, well, I have to wait a little bit for that. So it's happening again. Isn't it this year? Is it happening
next month.
Next month.
Yep, we're on. And I had never been to a convention before. I've seen on YouTube like Gen Con and all these 50,000 people things. It seems very intimidating to me, but Mace is like 1,500 people, and there's no cosplay there. I like the idea of cosplay, but it's all about gaming. It's not so much overall nerd culture. It is a gaming convention.
I see.
So, like this year, I'm running 2 instances of my Mind Flayer dungeon lair, and I'm bringing the whole terrain. It'll be lock, stock, and barrel.
Dude.
And I'm gonna run it as have you seen Squid Game?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
No
Heard of
spoilers.
it.
The concept of that the players will be captives. The Mind Flayers are going to have them doing things for their amusement, some sort of competition. There's going to be PC against PC action, that kind of thing.
Nice.
So.
Have you been watching the show, Bill?
Yeah, I finished it last week.
So it's quite reminiscent of Battle Royale.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Battle Royale?
I have not.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Oh
That
my
I have
goodness.
seen.
Like, that's
That one's
like
good.
I mean, that's the original kind of Japanese everyone on an island kind of kind of
Free for
dystopian
all. Yeah.
free for all. Oh, it's just absolutely nuts.
Okay. Battle Royale. Will do.
Sweet, I love when my computer freaks out.
I should give you a warning. It is very gory.
Oh, that's fine. I'm fine with 4.
Well,
I almost glued this sign on upside down. Holy cow. Oh.
that would not have been good. That's also kind of the tricky part about live streaming and doing it. Like, trying to multitask on a few different things is also, you know, sometimes it causes you to vape your UV resin when that happens.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah.
like it can be a little challenging.
That should be a phrase instead of like jump the shark on TV, right? Vape the resin.
Don't vape the resin. Don't vape the UV resin, man. You vaped you vaped the UV resin on that one.
If this is how I go down in history, I'm going to be thoroughly disappointed.
Oh, man.
And it's probably going to happen.
Look at that. Yeah.
I don't know. There's something else I could think of, but I'm not going to mention.
I'll just go ahead.
Do it. He gave you permission, Zane. Talk about the monkey and the monkey video.
Oh, no, don't. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Never mind.
That's why I was like,
Never mind.
Right now, it just sounds weirder. God help us.
Oh, Lord. I love it. That's all right.
It's okay.
I mean, I will... Dude. It's okay.
We all have our stuff.
We all got our stories. I've got good stories. I've got good stories, too. I've got
mediocre
one
stories.
that easily smokes your...
Resin.
Yeah,
Resin?
that smokes your resin, for sure. For sure. Easily. I'd love to go to a con one day. The convention like that would be fun, Bill, because I always thought it would be like, I think it'd be fun to go and do, like, it'd be fun to live stream some of that and have, I think it'd be some fun content and people would, you know, that can't necessarily make it to it. It'd be kind of a fun thing to do, but this year wouldn't work out.
Right.
But, it's definitely on my mind and a back burner for future endeavors. That's for sure. So,
yeah,
I think it would be a ton of fun.
We've gone to. I've never been to like one of those conventions, but we go to computer game conventions. My wife's a big computer gamer. EGX, they have a convention in London, and they do cosplay and stuff like that. So, similar nerd gathering.
Mm-hmm.
Amy says I can't be vaping resin.
You can't
Don't
what?
worry. I can't be vaping any resin. I have to be at Beer Fest.
That's true. You can't. You're not allowed.
Darn.
I think Amy is specifically watching the stream so that she makes sure that you get there on time. She'd be like,
I'm
right
leaving
there.
in 20 minutes.
I should have had this glove on before I started painting, getting paint all over my hand that I touched my mouse with, but I didn't.
I am coming to Beer Fest in this outfit, so
Nice.
I've got to rep my own.
Yeah, you gotta rep the
Brand.
brand. You gotta rep the brand, bro. You gotta rep the brand. How long is Mace this year, Bill? Is it normally like 2 or 3? Is it a weekend?
Yeah, it's a weekend.
Weekend? That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Is that the one where overseas they have it at a castle?
No.
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 So there was one that took place at an actual castle.
I don't think
and it
that wasn't a con. That was just a, well, technically it was a con with very few people. It was like a happening, or whatever you'd call it.
A
Gotcha.
happening.
Yeah.
It was a happening.
Bought it.
Dude.
I am pretty happy with these little singles. It worked out good.
How's your well? How is the well coming along there, bud?
It's coming along.
Let's see.
It looks.
Oh,
like
I see.
Is it doing well?
But he's here every week, folks.
Even when there's no stream, I'm here.
Yeah, he's still here.
They don't let me out.
Well, we're gonna stream at a normal time next week. But I totally biffed, guys. I'm gonna have to call Raquel and reschedule because she works retail on the weekends and isn't home until later. And I was like, oh yeah, we'll adjust the stream. We can do a later stream. Guys, that's Richard's wedding next week. I will not be there. I was like, oh no.
There's no stream next week?
No. We'll stream. We'll have to adjust it to a daytime stream, and I gotta see if I realized this as I was getting ready for today, and I was looking through, getting ready to message our group saying, hey, let's think about what we want to build next week. And I was like, oh, biscuits. I was so upset. I was like, I'd forgotten. And Raquel had the same thing. We tried to get her on earlier, but she had a scheduling thing and forgot. And I'm like, well, cool. I get to return the favor now. I felt so bad. I was like, I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached. It's been crazy trying to manage and organize everything over the past few weeks here. So, but we'll get Raquel on here. It'll be a good stream.
We'll get Ricotta on here.
Ricotta, no, get her back on here.
So there we go. We got a spooky tree base.
Nice.
Oh, that looks great.
Very cool,
Some
man.
real dirt.
Yeah.
Real dirt looks like dirt.
I got the bottom floor of my nightclub.
Yeah, look
Pretty
at
much
that.
going.
Look at that.
Riot.
That was so cool, Ryan.
There'll be a second floor up here with a walkout and a red room inside.
So
Now-
is this
Sick.
specifically for a game, Bill?
It's a cyberpunk piece, and I'm going to use it to sort of kick off. So past couple years, I've been working on, like all of us, we all have our homebrew rules, right? We're all going to change the world. We're all going to change the industry. But I've been working on a cyberpunk themed rule set called Neon Skies, and I decided to go ahead and take a shot at getting serious about it. So I've been refining it, getting ready for possible Kickstarter and all that stuff. But
Ooh.
Dude.
I also have been playing more Cyberpunk lately at the table. It's fun. I love fantasy. D&D is always going to be my home, but sometimes you get genre burnout, or at least I do.
Yep.
And it has been super refreshing to try out something new.
That's cool. You well, that'll be rad. Like a kick. So your own Kickstarter for this particular style of game. You're when are you hoping to have this build completed? What is the goal, or is there a goal? There may not be a set date yet.
Yeah.
For it.
By the end of the year.
Oh, cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it looks like it doesn't look like it doesn't look like a weekend build.
Bill?
Mhm.
I have.
And
I have.
I think he's done a bit of cyberpunk stuff
Okay.
somewhere along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think everyone's like it's such a cool genre to build and play within.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of fun. Very Blade. The first thing that always comes to my mind is I always drift to the cinematic, and I always think of
Blade
Blade
Runner.
Runner. Yeah, 100%.
What about
Deus Ex.
Ultraviolet.
What about Tron?
Tron.
You guys,
Yeah, Tron's
Tron?
awesome. I like Tron. I like me some Tron.
I
Dude.
go to Deus Ex.
Fifth Element.
System Shock 2 video games. Oh,
Yep.
Fifth Element. Yeah.
Fifth Element. Yep.
oh, that's class. I love that.
Such a great movie.
It's among the top 5 underrated movies of all time.
Yeah.
I think
What
if
are the
someone did a
top five?
diorama of the opera scene, that'd be cool.
Dude,
Yeah.
there's a good fights on foam to do. Pick any one of the
Yep.
scenes with Mila Jovovich rocking out on the hallway there. That would be dope. That would be a fun one.
Lilu.
Yeah.
I'm in the mood for watching that now.
Yeah, I'll
You're
watch
welcome.
that anytime. I can watch if someone's like, "Let's watch Fifth Element." I'm like, "Yep, yep, anytime."
You had me at hello.
You had me at multipass.
Multipass?
Chicken good. So good.
Luke Wen says Brazil.
Brazil. Oh, yeah. That's a good call. I mean, you could argue a lot of Terry Gilliam films, like 12 Monkeys, very darker cyberpunk.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, 12 Monkeys is really good. Have you guys seen the movie? This is going to be major brownie points with me if y'all have seen
Excuse
this
me.
movie.
Whoop.
Have you guys seen Time Bandits?
Yes.
You have seen Time Bandits? Bill, have you seen it?
I have not.
Oh,
Not heard
okay.
of it.
It's got like the puppets and stuff in it.
No, Time Bandits is it's about some time traveling thieves that they
1981. 1981 British.
Yeah. Time Bandits is a remarkable film that has towards the end there's some cyberpunk vibes to it that are super rad, but it's got a really great cast, and it's just an awesome adventure. It's Terry Gilliam from same director of Brazil, and it's just this wild adventure, and I think it's now I want to I'm trying to think what I want to I'd love to go back and build something from either Brazil or Time Bandits. There's so many cool things to go back and reference, but dude,
Getting love for both in the chat. So
yeah, Brazil is a great. Robert De Niro plays a vigilante plumber that comes in and out of a zip line in Brazil to fix people's plumbing. It's that's his role. That's Robert De Niro's role, and it's magical.
the 80s Super Mario movie?
I mean,
Or Mario Brothers
no,
movie?
Mario Brothers. Yeah. Mario Brothers was early '90s, and we shall not speak.
Early
of it.
90s.
We shall not
What?
speak.
With
I
the
used to
dinosaur
love that
Yoshi.
film. I used to love that when I was a kid.
It's so wild. That is a wild movie.
That movie
How
feels like
about
a
this
fever
one?
dream.
Here. Does anyone get this reference? I'll see if I get the lighting good here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Hack the Gibson.
Nice graffiti.
Yeah, Hackers.
Google
with
will get
Angelina
it.
Jolie.
Oh yes, it's from Hackers.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
from Hackers. Oh,
Yes, with
that's
guilty pleasure.
slick. That's slick. I like
Yeah.
that.
I
Why
think
have I never seen this movie?
Mess with the best, die like the rest, bro.
It's like a cult, so bad it's good type of thing. You gotta treat yourself.
It's good, man. I love that.
I gotta
movie.
watch it.
Johnny Mnemonic was that? Was someone was gonna say?
No, I was saying Johnny Lee Miller. Is it Johnny Lee Miller?
Johnny
is the
Lee
actor?
Miller, yep.
Yeah,
That's
Johnny Lee
right.
Miller, Angelina Jolie. There's a bunch of good people in that. Frickin' Matthew Lillard. Matthew Lillard's in it. I
Mhm.
think. Yep.
So here's
Well, I
this
got
building
homework.
is actually done.
Dude, look at that.
I got the sushi shop.
That is fantastic.
This is just white plastic rod, like Plastruct modeling rod. Painted green on the outside and sliced little pieces, and then a dab of paint in the middle for the fish.
Love it.
Hmm.
That looks absolutely phenomenal.
So we need a sweet
dude.
bun recipe, a sushi recipe. I'm building the Wyloch cookbook.
Yeah, the Wyloch miniature cookbook.
Right, I have been on a food kick, I guess. I did gain 25 pounds in the pandemic. So.
I think that's welcome to all of us.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say we're not gonna talk about that.
Except this one high schooler in my neighborhood. This one high schooler in my neighborhood has been running every day of the pandemic, and he's lost over 125 pounds.
Wow.
Good for
Wow.
And he is like,
Get on him.
dude, it's amazing. Like he is still running every day, and I'm like, that's awesome. Like way to take that time. Like you could, because I think that was something that we were all given, like, or to some degree, an extra amount of time to you could pick. You had time to put focus somewhere right?
Mhm.
At some point with some downtime. And
I put the focus on McDonald's.
I was gonna say,
I was about to say I'm going in the opposite direction. Focusing on
Like the blue on that mini.
Oh, thanks.
oh yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, other folks built YouTube channels. It's crazy.
Love it.
That looks so cool. That's a cool.
3D print.
That's a neat print. Now, how do you like to paint your minis, Bill? Like, I know you talked about when you were showcasing off that orc house army. You painted that army up pretty quickly. You said there's a video coming on that, or is there a video on that?
Yeah, that's my next video next
Cool.
week.
Okay.
But basically, I keep it real simple. I don't do edge highlighting. I don't layer. I abuse my airbrush and to get good zenithals, which gives you instant contrast.
Yep.
And then I use bold colors. I like a bold finish, not a real grungy, what's the word, blendjitsu finish. And I paint to like tabletop or tabletop minus standard, and I'm happy with that.
Yep. Well, it looks good.
Thanks.
I've got a I've recently discovered, so all these guys that I'm going to be painting up here for these dioramas are all going to get hit with just contrast paints. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
And they're going to be
Yep.
they're going to look great with contrast paints. That's how I did the Kenkus for my Feywild build. Like a buddy of ours who has a channel called the Pickle Jar. He's a great It's a really good group of really good group of miniature painters that I've connected with in this hobby, and they've upped my mini painting game dramatically. And I always used to kind of scoff. I was like, "Oh, it's frowned upon. Contrast paints is cheating." And I'm like, this is the dumbest way of viewing that, because if it works for you and you're happy with it, like there's no dumb or wrong way.
There's absolutely no wrong way to do anything. Like anyone who scoffs at a certain technique, like if it gets a result. What are we gonna say, Zane? Come on.
Probably shouldn't smoke resin.
There is one. There is one. There is one.
Smoking resin's not a good idea.
Using 3D printed elements, maybe.
Oh, yeah, you shouldn't use 3D printed elements.
Shots fired. Shots fired. All right, boys. Oh man.
Zing.
On that note, no. I do need to get going though, so.
Oh, we're
gonna leave on that note. Yep.
Great to meet you and talk to you. I'm looking forward to
good
catching
meeting you,
up
Bill.
on your whole backlog.
Good luck. It's rough. No, okay.
No.
Oh, so's mine. So my first videos are hellacious.
No.
There's some that I want to hide already. So. But yeah, good meeting you. Thank you, boys, for hanging out.
Yeah, it was
Now
fun.
time for me to get drunk.
Thanks for hanging out with us on the stream, buddy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
All
keep
right,
us
now
updated
I'm
on-
trying not to crash your.
You won't crash
the
it.
stream
I mean,
by
it's
accident.
I'll need to adjust it, but I can do that pretty. Oh wait, you know what? I might be able to do it with.
Can't you just hide me in OBS?
I mean, no, it'll be all right. I'll fix it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be great. It'll get
right.
funky for a few seconds, and I'll fix it.
All
All right, buddy.
Bye, guys.
Have fun.
Bye, Foam Fan.
Yeah.
Give Root our love.
Will do.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
All right, there he goes. There he goes. All right, I'm gonna fix it. We're
There
gonna
he
fix it.
goes
We're
again.
gonna fix it.
Do you
all.
regret the octave selection there?
Never. I never. See?
Sometimes when I'm in the car by myself, I start and I'm like, oh, chose too high.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's fix this for just a wee sec, and we'll get everything situated.
Oh, dang it.
What'd you do?
I burned myself with hot glue.
Oh, no, don't do it. It's so bad. No.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't a Colin Bressy classic.
It wasn't a Colin Bressy classic.
Oh! I mean, I'm going to just do a little rendition of what I heard in that video.
Oh my gosh, you're the worst.
Ow! 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 Oh! Oh! And it goes on.
Dude, it felt like the eternal fire of 1,000 suns on.
It's hotter than the sun.
Yeah, it was like hotter. It is definitely hotter. It felt like the inside of the sun on my leg. So crazy. So crazy. But that's all right.
Cool. Here is my little well.
Look at that. Your well's looking good. That
Yeah.
looks great.
Getting there.
Yeah, yeah,
Gonna
and
try and
you're
draw it.
absolutely right about each shingle being a little bit off, and
Exactly.
yeah,
Rather than
makes-
just like the strips, and it kind of will, once it's all painted up, will look a little older, a little less perfect.
Yep.
mhm.
Yep. It 100% will.
Which is basically a really polite way of saying it looks like shit.
No.
I'm joking.
No.
So next year, I've started filming some things, but I want to start a series of videos, and basically the concept is crafting Morrowind,
Oh.
because that is such a bizarre looking, different fantasy setting.
Mm-hmm.
So, like for example, has anyone not played it?
Me?
I mean, I've played it.
You remember the floating nettles?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I have oyster shell, or half of oyster shells filled with hot glue to make the soft innards and
Oh, that's cool.
stuff like that. So I'm gonna try and craft, and then like the Telvanni architecture,
Yep.
the Redoran architecture. It's all really unique. It's not something you've seen anywhere
That's true.
else in any other fantasy video game, and it is my favorite. And so I'm gonna craft some things from it.
That'll be fun. That'll be a
Yeah.
good series. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be cool. Well, this is fun. I have clicked a button, and I can't access my. I can't like I've maximized the OBS screen, and it's like locked here. I don't know how I locked it. I'm trying to get back and look at the chat, and I can't even do that. Any ideas on what I clicked there, boys? This is a PC. I'm working Windows on this one. I normally don't use Windows. My streaming PC is it's just that I use a Mac most of the time.
I do not know.
I don't know either. I have done stuff. Cool. Well done, Bressy. Well done.
Did you get it sorted? No?
No, I have no idea what I did. We should still be going just fine here. Let me look.
Yeah, so stream looks good, and our meeting looks good to me.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just so weird that I've like I don't know why it's locked. You know, like I can't control it right now. That's hilarious.
I was watching Eric had started a stream earlier on today from Eric's Hobby Workshop, and something went wrong and he had to ditch the stream.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Something glitched on him, and I don't know if he started it up again though. He might have done, but I left at that point.
Oh.
This is fun. Maybe I'll do some more live crafting.
Definitely
on my
do
own
it, man.
channel.
You should, man. You'd get folks hanging out and no problem. And it's one of my
Problem is, oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's one of my favorite things about the stream component. Unless you lock yourself out of the chat, like I have done right now, and can't access it. But it's it's one of my favorite elements of the live stream, Bill, is being able to interact with everyone in the community. That's what I love.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm not that interesting a person. I don't know how I would fill all the airtime.
That's nonsense, and
Yeah.
everybody's their own worst critic. Do you know what I mean?
It's true.
Like, quite often, like, if it's like that, if like the actual chat can just keep it going.
It's true.
People jump in with awesome things to say.
That's right.
Like the DMG info saying my sandwich is to Morrowind.
My sandwich is to Morrowind. Silly. Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's definitely it's addicting, Bill. Careful. Live streaming is addicting. It's a ton of fun. And I think you'd be fine to just tune in, just like you're doing right now, just sharing the info of like, here's what I'm working on right now. And getting it's a little bit of an inside. It's kind of an inside scoop. I know I've talked to some creators out there that don't like that format, and they're worried about like, well, you see me. It's like it's not the finished product. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would probably fall in that boat.
Yeah, and it's completely understandable, right? But there's something about like the live stream too, where I think it's also a great way to just troubleshoot and brainstorm stuff if you're trying to problem solve as well, right? Trying to figure out
For me,
an area.
There's all of that, but for me, quite often, like crafting away, especially if you're a YouTuber and you're making videos, it's not like, I mean, it can be like a lonely process because like you're setting up your camera, you're doing all of these different things, and I mean, this is just hanging out with people and crafting, and that's awesome. Like like, that's hard to beat, you know? And I mean, you don't necessarily have to make something on a stream that is necessarily going to be on your channel,
right?
Or you can be doing bits and pieces that are elements of builds, but aren't necessarily giving away lots of what you're actually doing on your channel. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm making here today is literally, it's not from a channel, it's not for anything. This is literally just to put on Tabletop, like.
And then you can do some fun stuff too. Like, I think in a couple of weeks here, on the 30th, we'll have Sean from Oak Hill Studios, who's an Instagrammer, and he does a lot of Halloween and fall themed dioramas. He's a fellow Halloween baby, so he's gonna come on the stream, and we'll have a stream every now and again on here where we'll throw a little challenge down for whoever, whenever we come on the stream, and what can we build from start to painted finished product in 2 hours, like, so we get some fun. Like, it's that's always fun, and that's also kind of the fun part of the stream too, getting to see, like, we built some pretty amazing stuff in a short period of time with the help of folks that have other guests that have come on the stream. It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing that you've ever built on a live stream, Colin? Do you have a favorite, or is it's all awesome?
I mean, they are all awesome. I feel like my favorite, I really enjoyed, so I always enjoy, like, I always appreciate the streams where we're able to finish a build, and a lot of that it puts a lot of pressure, or not pressure, but a lot of that depends on the guest that comes on and the prep that they do ahead of time. John Hosenfeld and Gerard Broom are amazing, like, crafting, like, live stream crafters, because they of all the prep that they do ahead of time. And I've also, I don't know, I enjoyed that bridge we built with Gerard. I enjoyed John's modular ruins build, where you cut out the circle and we created the four corners that you can magnetize and that are stackable. Like, those two, I think that bridge build with Gerard and John are, like, up there for me. It was new techniques, right? How to build that big bridge quickly, I really enjoyed, and then taking something, just taking that square piece of foam and transforming it to such a versatile piece of terrain. Those were cool pieces, man. I really enjoyed. It's a tie for me between those two, because we had them finished by the end of the stream, or at least you guys did. I didn't, but shortly thereafter. Yeah. You know, man, this is hilarious. For those of you that are still wondering out there in the chat, I still don't know how I've locked my screen. This is hilarious.
What, is it noticeable on YouTube?
No, you can't. It doesn't impact YouTube at all. It's just me upset the fact that it's a new technical. It's the joys of live streaming. Where how did I clicked a button and I literally maximized my screen, and it won't leave it. It just is. It's just the studio mode. I can do everything. I added a cool slide feature for the stream. Check this out. I found that. Look at this. I'll transition and I'll slide it back and forth here. You guys can be wowed with my slide. I tried it already. Here it is. Slide. Boop. There's the slide. But that's not helping me undo the locked image. Boop. Sliding back. Normally it's the escape key, but it's not doing it. I'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it.
I turn the brightness of my light down a little bit.
Oh yeah, here. Coming up. Oh yeah, we're coming up.
A lot of weapons you got behind you.
Dude, it's the accumulation of the last 20 years of my life almost now. So it's cool. It's starting to. That's another element of my work is the weapons rental company. So it's made for a cool stream backdrop here. And it's nice that they're starting to go out again here as live theater's coming back. So it's good to fire up the rental company once more. Yeah. I think. Oh, I'll show you this. Do I have it? Shoot. It was a prop. I made them. I don't have it handy. Or maybe I do. I made a mace. So someone needed a mace. I have a couple of like steel ones, but they're not like with the. If you mess up with that on stage, you're. It's like the weapon. You can't make it safe. Like it is designed to bludgeon. You can still be safe with it, but it's a heavier one. And the director was coming up with. They wanted to make contact. They wanted contact with the mace, and I was like, well, I can't use this. So, it's kind of went and busted out my crafting skills on it, and I got a rubber dog toy that you can throw a treat inside, but it looked like a German ball mace, and then sanded it up, threw some metallic rattle can on it, and then drilled a hole in the top, and basically secured it to the top of a wooden dowel that I stained and grabbed a cheap tennis wrap leather, and I created my own little prop for the show. So I was trying to find that one around here. I'll have to send you a picture of it later. But I think the most expensive component was the dog toy, was like $15, but the rest of it, it's under $25 to create this my own mace. And I was like, oh, I can get used to some weapon creation. It'd be cool. Like we have a buddy who has been on the show multiple times. He was co-host. He was one of the original co-hosts before Zane joined us. He works in he's a high school theater teacher, and he does a lot of tech. He does the technical side, and he's got access to all the cool toys. Bill, he's got a glow forge, and he's got a CNC machine, so he could arguably manipulate and work with. He could easily work with aluminum. He could make. He's talked about it for a while, of making his own, kind of trying his hand at making some swords. And I'm like, oh, Danny, say the word. That would be amazing. It'd be cool to do that. I want to do. I'd love to do like a sword build. We've talked about having lightsabers on and like do some lightsaber builds on. Just so like a homemade helps would be a fun one to do. I got another buddy here in LA that does that, but that'd be a fun one. Maybe I'll do that one of these days. Maybe we'll build a mace. Maybe we'll bring the mace on, and we can all build a mace, Michael. That would be fun.
That would suit me because I am thinking about making a shield, so I need a mace. I've got your sword, so a sword and a mace.
Yeah. Now you can put them crossed up behind the wall. That'd be fancy. That'd be fancy. All right. Well, we're getting near the 2-hour mark here. I've done an absolutely atrocious job today of plugging not only this channel but Michael's channel, Zane's channel, and of course Wyloch's channel. You're creeping pretty close there, Bill, to 100,000 subs, and you've got a pretty cool you've got something pretty cool set up for 100,000 subs. You got a giveaway going on, yeah?
Yeah, there'll be a Photon Ultra, which comes to market in a couple months. It's got a DLP screen on it.
Sweet.
So it's a pre-production model, but I show it in the video. It works fine. So that'll be the first prize. And then I got a bunch of other prizes. So I have made contact with Graphics. Like I'm talking with them. It finally has happened.
Woohoo!
After years of trying. So they're going to throw in a bunch of stuff. Some of the terrain on my shelf has got to go. So people are going to win that. I might be giving away the Feywild piece as a prize.
Nice.
So when I reach 100,000, there will be a live stream, and we'll draw random from everyone who had commented on that video. Dude. And that is projected to happen prior to the end of this calendar year, if the current rate holds. And I've been trying to pump out a lot of stuff lately, so the rate has actually accelerated slightly, which is encouraging.
Well, when that stream happens, if you want help, I'd happily moderate and help you out with that stream if you need any help with anything. Happy to. I mean, I'll be in that chat anyway. I'll be hanging out on that anyway. So, like,
okay,
I have no doubt that the chat will need no help being off the hook for that. But if there's anything that you need help with in that regard, you need but call. That'll be a cool stream. That's gonna happen soon. That's gonna happen soon.
Yeah, couple months,
dude. Well, if you have not done so, everyone, be sure to head on over to everyone's channels here. Both you can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram as well. Everyone here has a Patreon program going on, and those as we will all attest to, those that patronage goes a long way and helps support our channels. So if you're considering joining a Patreon, you like the work that Michael, Zane, myself, and Bill are producing over on our channels, consider supporting us all on Patreon. You can find those links in the description below here on the stream. And is there anything else, Michael? Anything else that you want to plug this week?
I've got a video coming out tomorrow morning.
Cool.
Tomorrow morning for me. It'll be the middle of the night in America, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, just a little video. Yeah, if I can get the voiceover done. This is a later stream than normal, so it's 11 o'clock now.
It is.
I have to do the voiceover before I go to bed, so I'm going to be up late tonight. So
late night. Well, thanks for hanging out a little bit later. We'll keep you.
I wouldn't miss it, man. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks since I was able to stream last, Bill. Work has been a little busy for me, so this is actually the first weekend stream it's been 2 or 3 weeks since we've been able to get together and hang out. It's always a highlight for us to be able to just spend a few hours hanging out together, crafting, and of course with all of you out there. Thank you guys out there for tuning in. Is there anything else? Oh, go ahead, Michael.
I was just going to say, is there anyone who's got any questions for Bill?
Yeah.
Just before we sign off or anything, like any last minute, like little.
You guys, of course.
A bit late. Okay, we get to the end, and then there's a whole stream of questions coming in.
Stream of questions coming in. And of course, I can't read them either right now. I'm gonna have to pull it up here.
I can read them though.
You'll have to, dude.
If anyone
I cannot believe I can't see them right now. So funny.
Like I said earlier, I'm not that interested. So.
I would disagree. I've always you know, as far as someone that has served as an inspiration for my channel and certainly inspired me in the hobby before I had a YouTube channel, Bill.
Yep,
It's
absolutely, me too.
it's definitely been one of the catalysts that helped me get into the hobby. Your channel and Scotty's channel, Jeremy's channel, like those three channels were kind of the ground floor root. And then I made Jeremy's dungeon tiles, and then I find this other guy who's like, actually, this is the dungeon tile system. I'm like, what? Like, and that blows my mind and takes things to another level. So it's been it's something that you know, I guess that all that to say, thanks for all the content for all the years, because it's been something
Absolutely.
that's
No, that's enough of that. Thank you for your content.
it's fun, man. Like I had a blast. That was a fun being. The channel has been worth it alone for on my end, because of being able to connect with so many wonderful people in the hobby. Michael, Zane, like just everyone that we've come across in the hobby. And then if you'd have told me in August of 2020 that less than in a year from now you will be giving yourself second-degree hot glue gun burns on your calf because you're doing a collab with Wyloch, I'd have been like, you're foolish, you know what. So that was pretty cool. I like those collaborations.
We do have a question here for Bill in the chat.
Let's see it.
Lil Gwen. Is Bill, with time and funds, what would you love most to build? Like, so if time and money were not an obstacle, have you got something that you would just absolutely love to make?
That's a good one.
Yeah, a proper scaled Imperator Titan.
Nice.
Which, in if you're not familiar, in Warhammer 40K, is an enormous bipedal robot. But if you were to do the model on the table, it'd be about 38 inches tall. They don't make a model for it, obviously.
Oh.
And I started a scratch build a few years ago. I didn't get very far. I was going to have remote controlled elbows and shoulders. I bought Arduino and stepper motors and all that. But all of that is in a box in the closet over there, and I haven't touched it in a few years. That's what I would do. That's my great white buffalo.
Dude.
Very cool.
That sounds absolutely amazing. That sounds like a fun one to do. How tall would it be again? What would its scale be if you did
38 inches, yeah. You said you're into the lore. Look up Imperator Titan.
Imperator Titan.
It's larger than a Warlord class Titan.
Is this the Tarask of the Warhammer world then?
No, that'd probably be like a Tyranid. Damn it, what's the word? Hierophant Biotitan. That would be in the Tyranids, yeah. But
a walking cathedral, is that
yes.
What he said? Yeah.
It's when
Walking
you don't go to church, the church comes to you.
I mean, that would be handy.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah.
Might make it more likely of me actually showing up.
What would yours be? Your ultimate.
Ooh.
No compromise.
I'm going to try and make mine at some point in the next 6 months, but it's going to take a lot of time and effort. So, but I almost don't want to say it because if
that's fair.
I have
fair
this
enough.
thing that, like, if I say it, then I won't end up doing it. But no, I want to do like a full battle board, Helm's Deep, the whole thing, like so. But
yeah,
dude,
it's mostly space for me. It's not the time, and actually, you can do that build probably for relatively cheap, to be honest. Like so,
dude,
it's space. I'll see. What about you, Colin?
I was just thinking, like, what would I mean, so there's an ongoing running joke with my stream. I keep trying to build the inn that early on in our D&D we're running a homebrew campaign for our D&D campaign, and it's been going. This will be its January will be its third year, right? So we've had this inn, and it's called the Stony Tankard. I'd love to finish that, but it just changed in game. We left someone in charge who was a random NPC that we absolutely fell in love with, of course, and like has become an integral part of our world and our game. And Dolphy has been running the bar, but we've been gone for about 2.5 months in game. So he left and he came back and he kind of like put like neon signage out in front of it and like dolled it up because it blew up because our party had become pretty infamous around the world, so people have become traveling. So he's turned it into like this touristy destination spot. So I have the basic outline and shape of the whole building right over there, but now I'm like, well, shoot, now it's kind of evolved into this kind of, you know, not cyberpunky, but it almost kind of, it's this weird, awesome blend of kind of like touristy tchotchke meets medieval fantasy, and I don't know what quite to do with it, but that sounds like it's made the list for certainly something I want to do.
So we do have another question coming in here from Darth Craw. Wyloch, what comes after White Plume Mountain ? Castle Ravenloft ? Smiley face.
Whatever it is has to be another classic, like, well, not classic, but a one-page thing. My system doesn't work for multi-level stuff, and I don't have space to do anything larger. So, but anything that fits on a standard 8.5 by 11 sheet, and on traditional graph paper, I'm open to suggestions. I'll build what you want, but it's got to be a self-contained thing. So Castle Ravenloft, Undermountain, all of these are, they're not realistic. I'm never going to be able to.
That's something I forgot to talk about and plug. Bill has worked super hard on putting together the Feywild, the Poison Feywild module that we all collaborated with Jay's Tabletop, Wyloch, myself, Eric's Hobby Workshop, and Art Jeremiah, and we sent Bill our materials, and he assembled it. I gotta show it to you guys, like you guys just see this inside. It's just, all this to say, it just became available yesterday, right?
Yeah, you can download it for free. It's pay what you want, but just pay $0 on the DMs Guild.
Right, so it's cool stuff, right? You got the whole module put together here for everyone.
I'm going to copy the link into the chat here.
There we go. That's perfect. Thanks, Michael. But that's a cool bit of information that I totally forgot to remind everyone about. So that's out there, and you can please, if any of you play the module, and if you guys certainly build your own variations of any of the stuff that we worked on, you gotta let us know. You gotta tag it with us, and you gotta let us know. It's gonna be.
I'll feature it. I'll put it in an episode. If you build your own interpretation of any of the 5 parts,
dude,
I would love to put that in a video.
That'd be cool. So there's a build for all of you out there, right? You can add that to your build list, and we'd love to hear you say it. The module's really cool. I'm excited what everyone came up with in the collaboration. I think it'll be a ton of fun to play. And one of these days, I know you mentioned it. Well, I'll run it one day. I'll run it one day for all of us. That might be a super fun one to get together. One last thing to plug before we go. Those of you, and I don't know if Sebastian from Atmoseeker is still in the chat, but on the 30th of this month, I'll be in a live play. It's a live play that Sebastian's running over on his channel on Atmoseeker. The Lady of the Marsh, myself, Danny from 3D Printing Tabletop, I believe that I'm getting that right. Leif from Devs and Dice.
3D printed tabletop.
3D printed tabletop. And then Steve from the RPG Music. Like, there is, I'm absolutely tickled. We had a meeting a couple weeks ago about the game, and we're building all our characters, and Sebastian has been building some really cool terrain over on Atmoseeker, and Sebastian's got a pretty sweet setup, and I think just based on that one conversation and that one meeting alone that we've had about the event, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a really cool Halloween themed one shot. So if you're interested in that, you got to head over to Sebastian's channel. Be sure to subscribe to Atmoseeker, and you're not going to want to miss that live play, because just in that, like, Seb's got his hands full. That's all I'm going to say about that, because that group is going to be there to play. It's going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait.
What day was that again?
That's going to be Saturday, October 30th, and we're going to do it at I said 12 p.m. I think it's 3 p.m. I think it's 3 p.m. Eastern time. I think it's 3 p.m.
So we're not
Eastern
streaming that day?
Oh no, we're streaming that day. We're
well.
Oh, it's going to be a little bit later. It's starting at 4 p.m. We're doing that because Sebastian doesn't have to get up at 4 a.m. because in Australia he's biting the bullet and getting up super early. It's actually going to start, I think, at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which will be 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's going to be a full day. We'll stream with Sean from Oak Hill Studios, do our challenge, and then I'm going to have my dice on standby, ready to rock and roll for that. It'll be a day of streaming for me. I cannot wait.
Awesome, man.
That I'm getting away with that because it's my birthday weekend, and I've been given the blessing to stream away that day. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, D&D, dude, that's gonna be. I thought I had my fill of online D&Ding after this last couple years, but I will happily make an exception for this. It's gonna feel like I'm there in person because Sebastian has been building stuff. He's been building a ton of stuff on his way. I cannot wait to see what it looks like, and I can't wait to see what he comes up with. He is the master of atmosphere and live streaming. It'll be cool.
DMG Info is also saying that he's streaming on that day.
Oh, what are you streaming? What is he streaming?
Oh, he said, we're streaming on that day. I don't know.
What are you streaming? You got to let us know, Gareth, and I got to get Gareth on here too. That's also been some we've talked about it many months ago, Gareth, and we got to make it happen here soon. We'll get you on here. We won't make you get up at 5 a.m. to do it either, I promise. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us today on the live stream. It's been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you, Bill. Thank you so much for taking the time and coming on with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Loved it.
Same.
And like we tell everyone, certainly not it's the first time, but certainly not the last time. We're looking forward to having you back on. You're gonna have to come on and eat that delicious graphics medium chipboard at some point. So,
Yep.
throw a little sriracha on it.
So as soon as Colin hits 1,000 subs, then you can come back on and eat the cardboard.
The quicker you all sub, the quicker Wyloch gets to digest that super digestible product.
I'll commit. I'll do it.
All right, y'all. Be sure to craft your passion daily. I'll see you guys this week. I will be live streaming during the week, finishing up and working on these Lord of the Rings dioramas in time for Richard's wedding. So be sure to tune in and come hang out this week. Until then, y'all, be sure to craft your passion daily. Michael, thank you so much as always. Really, really an absolute joy to get a breath of fresh air, getting to hang out and craft once again, my friend. Thank you.
Absolutely, man.
All right, y'all. Be well, and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, y'all.